Oath to colors. Raise your hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave,
My name is Jesselyn Talavera, and I would like to welcome you to our Veterans Day program, honoring hometown heroes. Veterans Day is a celebration to honor Americans veterans for their love of country and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. When we think of veterans, we often think of their bravery in the face of danger. But what stands out even more is their unwavering loyalty, not just to their country, but to each other and to the ideals of freedom and justice.
Veterans make a commitment that goes beyond themselves. They dedicate their lives to serving something greater, often facing tremendous challenges and sacrifices. Whether it's enduring long deployments away from family, training tirelessly, or facing the uncertainties of combat, their loyalty shines through in every action they take. Moreover, veterans often carry that spirit of service into their communities. Many continue to serve after their military careers by volunteering, mentoring young people, and supporting fellow veterans. They teach us the value of giving back, reminding us that service is not just a duty, but a way of life. In honoring our veterans today, let's also reflect on how we can embody that same spirit of loyalty and service in our own lives. Whether it's helping a neighbor, supporting a cause we believe in, or simply being there for someone in need, we can all take inspiration from the example set by our veterans.
At this time, we would like to honor each branch of the armed services. It's important to recognize the incredible diversity of service represented by the branches of the United States military. Each branch plays a vital role in protecting our freedoms and our way of life. Each of these branches, with its unique mission and responsibilities, contributes to the strength of our armed forces. Together, they embody the values of loyalty, honor, and dedication that we celebrate today. The United States Space Force was established December 20th, 2019, when the National Defense Authorization Act was signed into law, creating the first new branch of the armed services in 73 years. At this time, we would like to play the official National Space Force anthem video. Our BIC High School Band will now play the service hymns from the other military branches. Veterans, when you hear the service hymn of your military branch, please stand. United States Navy. United States Army. United States Marine Corps. United States Air Force. United States Coast Guard. Thank you, veterans.
Veterans Day is a time for us to pay our respect to those who have served. This holiday started as a day to reflect upon the heroism of those who died in our country's service and was originally called Armistice Day. It fell on November 11th because that is the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I on the 11th hour and the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. However, in 1954, the holiday was changed to Veterans Day in order to take the account for all veterans in all wars. Buffalo Island Central students would like to take this time to say thank you to our hometown heroes.
What the word service means to me is something that helped protect, serve, or contribute in a good way towards something.
The work you put into helping others.
The word service means to me that somebody they go out there and serve our community and our country.
The word service means someone doing something for our country.
Service to me means helping others selflessly, like holding the door for someone, or as for veterans, giving their time and their life for that.
It means to protect your country and to do what's right for our country, defend it.
Soldiers serve to work the hardest they can, and they sacrifice their time, whether that be with their family and or their friends.
Service to me is a selfless act that you do for the benefit of others, not yourself.
Helping someone. By leaving their families to fight for our country.
Going to war and going overseas.
They fight for our country, they put their lives on the line to help us be free, help us be a democracy.
They give a lot of their time away, and time from their family, time from everyone having normal lives, like sleeping for 8 hours and stuff like that. And just that takes a lot of mental and physical hardships.
And they fight for their country.
They go to dangerous places and see horrifying things just so we can be free.
They serve by protecting our country and protecting our rights and freedoms, and they sacrifice the time and everything that they would have given to the ones that they love if they weren't protecting our country.
Thank you for your service.
I would say thank you to a veteran by saying thank you for your service and respecting them.
Thank you for your service.
I would say thank you for everything you have sacrificed for us, and that you continue to do this, and that you're motivated just for someone like me to continue going to school and, sleeping in a nice bed, and I appreciate that so much.
I would say thank you by showing them that we truly do appreciate everything that they've done for us.
I feel proud of them.
I feel like they're very brave, knowing that they're doing something for their country.
I view them with respect and high regard.
Very grateful that they're doing this for our country.
Strong.
A hero.
Brave.
Willing.
Devoted.
Amazing.
Selfless.
My dad was in the Air Force, and I'm proud of him because he fought for our country.
My brother serves in the Army. He is a paramedic, and I'm very proud of him because he's gone to the border and other places so many times just to protect us.
I have both of my grandpas. My grandpa on my mom's side, my pepa, Charles Tarkington, he served in the Air Force, and he was a mechanic. He worked on a lot of the vehicles, the ground vehicles that they had. And my other grandpa, Jerry Hanna, on my dad's side, he served in the Army. He was stationed in Berlin. I'm proud of both of them because they did something not many people do. They were both drafted in Nam, and neither tried to get out. They were both happy to be stationed, and they made a lot of memories that I really enjoy hearing their stories.
Today we would like to remember and honor the life and legacy of Jackie J.R. Lawrence, who faithfully served his country as a United States Army veteran and a member of the Arkansas Army National Guard, achieving the rank of E4. J.R.'s dedication to protecting our nation went beyond his active duty, extending into his membership with Monet American Legion Post 136, where he continued to serve his community with pride. We would like to recognize the values J.R. embodied, courage, loyalty, and a steadfast commitment to his duty. He was a cherished member of our community, and his passing on October 31st, 2024 leaves a void that cannot be filled. Today, let us remember JR not only as a veteran, but as a friend, neighbor, and a true patriot, whose legacy will endure in the hearts of all who knew him.
My name is John Bray McGee, and I'm honored to speak with you today as someone who's recently joined the Army National Guard and completed basic training. I want to share what serving means to me. Serving in the military isn't just about wearing a uniform or following orders. It's about being part of a team that stands ready to protect our freedoms and support our communities. During basic training, I learned not just military skills, but also the importance of resilience, teamwork, and leadership. I faced challenges that pushed me to my limits, but I discovered strengths I did not know I had. Our role as service members goes beyond the battlefield. We're here to serve our neighbors and fellow citizens. As I stand here today, I'm filled with gratitude for the veterans who paved the way for my generation. Their sacrifices inspire me every day as I start this journey. I hope to honor their legacy by serving with honor and integrity. Thank you for your support and honoring all those who serve.
In 2015, we held our very first annual Veterans Day program and started our Buffalo Islands Veterans Hall of Fame. It has been an honor to record these stories of these amazing men and women who have been our hometown heroes. Our Buffalo Islands Veterans Hall of Fame includes the men and women listed on the screen. The following members are here with us today. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing for a round of applause. Seaman First Class, Claude Earl Barnett, Sr. Yeoman Marie General George. Sergeant Dick Pace. Specialist Freddie Greathouse. Corporal William R. Craig.
Honoring military members on Veterans Day has taken a personal significance because I enlisted in the Army National Guard on October 10, 2024. It's a commitment that I don't take lightly. My short time of service has already taught me the importance of teamwork and being there for others. I know that those who have came before me, those we honor today, have set a powerful example of what service truly means. Today, we are inducting Mr. Larry Rowland into our Buffalo Island Veterans Hall of Fame. Posthumously, Mr. Rowland passed away on July 23, 2023. We are thankful to have a recorded interview with Mr. Rowland. His grandson, Alex Matheny, recorded the interview as an East project in 2015 in collaboration with the Veterans History Project at the Library of Congress. The mission of the Veterans History Project is to collect the stories of military service members so that future generations may hear directly from veterans and better understand what they saw, did, and felt during their service.
Mr. Rowland was born December 13th, 1949. He had 3 sisters and 6 brothers, 3 of which also served in Vietnam. When he was 17, Mr. Rowland dropped out of high school with several of his friends to enlist in the Army. After completing his training at Fort Dix and Fort Campbell, he was stationed in Germany for 18 months before receiving his orders for Vietnam. While in Vietnam, Mr. Rowland served as the assistant gunner for his unit and fought in several firefights in the A Shaw Valley. A year before the end of his service, Mr. Rowland fought in the Battle of Fire Support Base Ripcord, a siege that lasted from July 1st to July 23rd in 1970. This battle marked one of the last major offensive operations by U.S. ground forces in the Vietnam War. Our soldiers faced harsh terrain, continuous mortar and artillery barrages, and highly organized assaults, which led to significant casualties among the American forces. Ripcord became a testament to the courage and resilience of American troops. Despite facing overwhelming odds, American soldiers fought to hold their positions under fierce bombardment. On the final day of the battle, Mr. Rowland and the 12 soldiers remaining on the base were rescued by 3 helicopters shortly before Firebase Ripcord was carpet bombed. A year later, Mr. Rowland returned to the U.S. By the end of his 2 tours in Vietnam, he had earned a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star. Mr. Rowland married his high school sweetheart, Gay, and they enjoyed 49 years together before her death in 2017. He is survived by his child, Justin and Tina, 3 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. It's my honor to introduce to you Mr. Larry Rowland.
I was born December 13, 1949. I had 6 brothers and 3 sisters, and 4 of us boys served in Vietnam, 2 in the Army and 2 in the Navy. We wasn't doing too good in the high school. I was 17 years old. A bunch of my friends dropped out of school, and we joined the Army together, about 6 or 7 of us. I served in Germany, Erlangen, Germany, for 18 months. And I've got my orders for Vietnam, and they sent me back home, and they sent me to Fort Lewis, Washington, and they found out I had a brother overseas, over in Vietnam already, and they wouldn't send me. So they sent me to Fort Glenwood, Missouri as a permanent party, and I drove an ambulance. I learned in World War II about brothers serving together, and if you've seen your brother get killed, you might do something stupid and get yourself hurt. So they should stop that in Vietnam. If you had a brother in combat, they wouldn't let you go. But he got shipped home. My orders were cut and I was gone. I done my basic training in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Lasted for 8 weeks. Then I went to Fort Dix, New Jersey for my advanced infantry training. The infantry training, learned how to fire all different kinds of weapons and throw grenades and camp out. They taught you how to survive. Stuff like that. It was real hard, but I was used to a physical life, chopping cotton, picking cotton when I was a boy. I started when I was 7 years old. And so as far as the physical part of it, it was hard for a lot of guys, but for me it wasn't all that bad. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going out to different countries and serving, And a lot of times, there's a lot of people that will never live in the United States, but in the service, you get to travel. We, the 101st Airborne Division, patrolled the Ashaw Valley. Our job was to cut off supplies to the south, and we done a very, very good job of that. And we worked around Firebase Ripcord, and they had 105s, 155 cannons, and 81 mortars, and we would call in fire support from that fire base. And anytime we needed help with artillery and stuff like that, we'd call in fire mission. They'd fire them up for us. Until they bombed Ripcord, we worked the Ashaw Valley. You just run into the enemy periodically. Just not every day, maybe not every week, maybe every 2 weeks you'd run into a group. You trusted everybody, son. If you're out front and you walk into some enemy fire, the people behind you, you've got to trust them to come up and help. And they did. I never was in a situation where they didn't come up and help. I'm an old Southern boy from Arkansas. I was born and raised in the cotton fields. I deer hunt, I rabbit hunt, I squirrel hunt, common sense kept you alive. It wasn't, that's what they kept trying to preach to you. You know, use your common sense. In July, the 1st of July, they started attacking Ripcord with mortar fire and rocket fire. I was assistant gunner until my gunner got killed on Ripcord, and I became the gunner. There wasn't enough of us left to have an assistant gunner. They mortared us for 23 days solid, day and night. There was 82 of us that were on the fire base, and there was 13 of us that they rescued off. We all grouped up in a group on the lower pad, and they called and they said there was the engineer battalion was going to send some 3 helicopters to pick us up, try to pick us up. And it was the best sound I ever heard in my life. It was them 3 choppers coming in. They saved our butts. I wouldn't be here today if it hadn't been for those guys. It ended in 1975. Like I say, the fall of Saigon. But there's so much protest and stuff going on in the United States, the government had to do something, so they got the troops out of there. I came home in 747 to Fort Lewis, Washington, and processed out for a couple days. I was standing in my front yard out here on Highway 18, 72 hours later. We had a lot of veterans, Vietnam veterans, that we got spit on when we come back in this country. We got called baby killers. I never killed a baby while I was over there. We was babies ourselves. The average age was 18 years old. World War II was 25. And we had to put up with people throwing rocks at us and spitting at you. And even when you got home, here in Monette, Arkansas, the United States, the people in the United States was protesting that war bad. Our families, of course, loved us and welcomed us back. But as far as a lot of people, they didn't want to hear it. You know, it wasn't very welcome. Well, it was really hard. I had a very good family life and friends, and they really was a big help. And went straight to work, you know, and tried not to think about it. It worked real well. But family helping you out and stuff like that really helped too. So.
In the beginning, throughout my teenage and probably my young adult life, he did not talk about his military career. And, you know, and being young and probably not as inquisitive as I should have been, I didn't ask a whole lot of questions. Other than, you know, later on when I got older, the older I got, it seemed like I began to get more and more interested in his military career. So I would ask him, you know, certain things about his career, and he would talk to me about it then. But as far as just in everyday conversations, even after I became very interested in his military career, he didn't just openly talk about it. I had to pry it out of him quite often. Dad was very quiet, I guess. Looking back on it now, as an older, I'm almost 54 years old. I look back on it, and now being I'm older, and I know the experiences that he had. He kept a pretty good sense of humor. Dad was, he kept it together pretty good. I would have to say that his love for America, love of the United States, the love of the American flag and the respect that he had for the American flag would probably be the things that stand out the most for me. I guess the main things would be probably the respect for others, being respectful of people's time, just being just generally respectful to others. Dad was always, if he had a chance to help somebody, he would. He'd always tell me. I began a law enforcement career in 1992, and he and I had those early conversations on how he would tell me that how I should treat people, and that's carried over a 34-year career in law enforcement. So I would say that his life influenced mine quite a bit.
If your country calls you to serve, this is the greatest country in the world, and it's your obligation to do so. Don't take life for granted. Don't think it's just handed over to you. You got to earn it. Just work real hard and make a good life for yourself. That's all you can do. Don't blow it. I wouldn't do anything different.
The Buffalo Island Central East Initiative is proud to induct Mr. Larry Rowland into the Buffalo Island Veterans Hall of Fame. Mr. Rowland's son, Justin Rowland, is here to accept the plaque for his father.
It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speakers today. We are thankful to have Staff Sergeant James Littlefield, Master Sergeant Chris Hart, and Major Randy Vest with us today. Staff Sergeant Littlefield enlisted into the United States Army on November 3, 2009, after graduating from Buffalo Island Central, and was assigned to the 702nd Brigade Support Battalion, 4th Stryker Brigade Combat Team at Fort Lewis, Washington. After completing his contract, he joined the Arkansas Army National Guard on June 1, 2013, where he's currently serving as a recruiter. Staff Sergeant Littlefield's past assignments include training and supply NCO for the 875th Engineer Battalion, platoon sergeant and squad leader for the 1037th Engineer Company, and team leader of 1038th Horizontal Engineer Company, and 875th Engineer Battalion Forward Support Company. While a member of the 1038th Horizontal Construction Company, he served as team member in support of Operation Enduring Freedom from 2014 to 2015 at Camp Burig, Kuwait. His team and the 1038th Engineer Company performed horizontal construction to the local area and in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Jordan. Staff Sergeant Littlefield was called upon again in 2022 to 2023 to help in support of a mission of the southwest border for the 875th Engineer Battalion. Some of Staff Sergeant Littlefield's military education consists of various training courses to include SQI 4 non-career recruiting course, Combat Engineer Advanced Leadership course, Warriors Leader course, and several certifications. Staff Sergeant Littlefield has received numerous awards and decorations, including the Meritorious Service Medal, 4 Army Commendation Medals, National Guard Recruiting Badge, as well as other various federal and state awards. Staff Sergeant James Littlefield is married to his wife of 13 years, Cassandra Littlefield, has 3 children, Cameron, Connor, and Emmeline, and resides in Leechville, Arkansas.
Master Sergeant Patrick Chris Hart enlisted into the Army National Guard on September 9th, 1997, and was assigned to A Company 875th Engineer Battalion. Master Sergeant Hart's past assignments include Operations NCO 871st Troop Command Battalion, Joint Force Headquarters Senior Readiness NCO, Senior Recruiting and Retention NCO, G3 State Operations NCO, Readiness NCO of B Company 239th, Brigade Engineer Battalion, and training NCO of 1036th Engineer Company. While a member of A Company 875th Engineer Battalion, he served as a team leader to support Operation Noble Eagle, performing security operations at Ultima Chemical Weapons Depot. In 2006 to 2007, Master Sergeant Hart deployed to Iraq and performed route clearance operations in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He again was called to deploy in 2009 to 2010 to Afghanistan, constructing route clearance operations in the Kandahar province. Master Sergeant Hart's military education includes Master Leader Course, SQI for non-career recruiting course, Battle Staff, Nuclear, Biological, and Chemical Defense course, Route Clearance, Route Reconnaissance Leader course, Small Arms Master Gunner course, Mobilization Readiness course, Unit Readiness, Training and Admin courses, Physical Security Officer, Air Assault and Rappel Master. Master Sergeant Hart's awards, decorations, and achievements include the Bronze Star Medal, 2 Meritorious Service Medals, 5 Army Commendation Medals, 4 Army Achievement Medals, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, the Iraq Campaign Medal, 2 Meritorious Unit Commendations, 2 Overseas Service Ribbons, the Arkansas Distinguished Service Medal, the Air Assault Badge, the Gold German Armed Forces Proficiency Badge, the Norwegian Foot March Foreign Service Badge, the Bronze Order of De Fleury medals, and he was the 2005 Outstanding Soldier of the Year winner. Most importantly, Master Sergeant Hart's greatest accomplishments are his children Chandler, Braden, Wyatt, Sawyer, Alexi, and Bradley.
Major Randy Vest is a graduate of Carlisle High School, Carlisle, Arkansas. He holds a Bachelor's of Science for Arkansas State University in Marketing Management. Major Vest's previous assignments included Armored Vehicles Launched Brigade Operation, Engineer Platoon Leader, Engineer Plans Officer, Company Commander Assistant S2, Officer Candidate School SR Instructor, Officer Candidate SR Platoon Trainer, Assistant Professor of Military Science at Arkansas State, ROTC, and currently Executive Officer of the 875th Engineer Battalion, and currently serves as a Company Commander for Alpha Company Recruiting and Retention Battalion, Arkansas Army National Guard. Some of Major Vest's military education consists of various training courses to include Engineer Officer Basic Course, Route Retcon and AMP Clearance Course, Engineer Captain's Career Course, Army Basic Instructor Course, TAC Qualification Course, Command General Staff Officer Course, and Air Assault School. Major Vest mobilized and deployed to Kandahar Province, Afghanistan in 2009 with the 1037th Route Clearance Company in support of Operation Enduring Freedom 2009 to 2010, where they conducted route clearance operations in Regional Command South under the 4th Infantry Division and 101st Airborne Division. Major Vest has received numerous awards and decorations, including the Bronze Star Medal, 2 Meritorious Service Medals, as well as other various federal and state awards. Major Vest is married to his wife, Libby Vest, has 2 stepchildren, Cannon and Kinley, and resides in Paragould, Arkansas.
Good morning. Thank you two gentlemen for introducing us. I know that was a bunch of lingo that most people don't understand or fully hear all the time. That's what we feel like as veterans most of the time. We start talking about lingo and they're like, what are you talking about? All these big numbers, all these big words. That's what we are about. First and foremost, good morning. As most of you are aware and have seen me around the school, around the community, I am Staff Sergeant James Littlefield with the Arkansas Army National Guard. Today is one of the most important days on my yearly calendar as we set forth to express our respect for all the veterans. Did it cut out? I think it cut out. Have served and the veterans that are no longer with us. I want to start off by saying, for one, thank you to all the veterans with us at Buffalo Island Central today. If you are a veteran, if you're capable, can you please stand? Let's give them a hard round of applause. Sincerely, thank you. Distinguished guests, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Hurst, Ms. McFall, Ms. Sanders, every student and every faculty member of BIC, thank you for allowing me to be present today to express the importance of Veterans Day and the reason why this day is so important to us, the community and the United States of America. I brought along with me 3 very influential veterans that are part of my everyday life, and all 3 are my current leaders that I call upon weekly. One of them daily, a few times daily. All 3, Master Sergeant Hart, Major Vest, and First Sergeant Gober, probably have close to 6 decades of service, both in the United States, foreign and domestic. And they have served this great community. They have served the great state of Arkansas and the United States of America. Thank you for being present today, and thank you for being such influential veterans during my time of service. I believe I could stand up here all day and talk to why I serve and what I've done in my military career. But today is not just about me. Today is about every veteran who has committed both time spent in the mountains of Afghanistan, the southern borders of America, and the town that was just hit with a tornado that caused mass destruction. As you can see, this picture over here to the left, it's got my daughter. I'm holding her. If y'all don't know, my daughter is Emma. She's in 7th grade. I like to embarrass her every chance I get. So if y'all want to look right towards her, she currently is in 7th grade. Her brothers, and my wife, every one of you, staff, teachers, students, I serve because of you. I want to start off by quoting one thing that every veteran had to say upon entering military service, and I quote, "I, James Littlefield, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God." Every 17-year-old high school student, every father, every mother, every college student that has entered military service swore to an oath to defend America in every capacity, even if that meant life or death. If that doesn't make the hair stand up on the back of your arms, please go get your blood pressure checked, okay, because your blood's probably not flowing. Throughout our nation's history in times of war and peace, our veterans have stood firm against those who have threatened our way of life, from the frozen forest in Germany to the sweltering jungles of Vietnam, from the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan. Our service members have faced adversity with courage and determination, but their service goes far beyond the battlefield. Veterans are woven into the fabric of our communities. They're our neighbors, they're our coworkers, they're our friends, and they're our family members. They bring values of duty, honor, and sacrifice into our everyday lives, enhancing our society in countless ways. And to all who have served, in whatever capacity, your commitment to our nation didn't end when you hung up your uniform. You continue to serve as leaders in our communities, as volunteers, and as mentors to our youth. You represent that very best of what it means to be an American. But as we express our gratitude, we must also recognize that many of our veterans face significant challenges: post-traumatic stress, physical disabilities, unemployment, and homelessness affect far too many who have served. On this Veterans Day, let's renew our commitment to supporting our veterans in deed as well as in word. This support can take many forms. It might mean hiring a veteran or supporting veteran-owned businesses. It could involve volunteering at a VA hospital or contributing to organizations that assist veterans in need. It might be as simple as reaching out to a veteran neighbor to offer friendship and support. Let's also commit to preserving the stories of our veterans for future generations. Each veteran's experience is a thread in our nation's history. By listening to their stories, by understanding their sacrifices, we ensure that the true cost of freedom is never forgotten. As we leave here today, let us carry with us a renewed sense of gratitude for the freedoms we enjoy and a deeper understanding of the price at which they have bought. Let's honor our veterans not just with words, but with actions that demonstrate our commitment to their well-being. May God bless our veterans, their families, the state of Arkansas, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Hear all these older people. Can y'all hear me? Is it okay to talk without the microphone? I'd rather do that anyway. I'm more of a my bad. I definitely don't want to cheat you out of this fine verbal engagement. So I go by Chris. I grew up over here. I'm actually a Mustang too, but not like y'all. I'm a Hoxie Mustang on down the road, little 3A school. That's where I graduated from. I didn't really have a hard luck story. I grew up like everybody else does. I had a good, loving home. I rocked on. I was in the a cappella choir, pretty soft. I know you guys are judging. I played the violin one year. I played the piano one year. I did get some testosterone and played soccer for 7 years. Officiated soccer in high school. And as I came up, I'm getting to a point of this story. As I came up, you're always longing for something. All you high school students and middle school students, you want to be a part of something, right? I don't care if it's a clique or a group, but you want to have close friends and you want to be a part of something. Well, I think I longed for that my whole life too. Part of a soccer team, part of a group of guys. I moved around a little bit because my dad was in construction, but never to a hardship of my own. And long story short, as I continued through life, I just wanted something. And at the age of 22, I was married, had a child, and thought, I want something bigger and better. So I joined the National Guard. And everybody thinks, well, the Guard's 1 weekend a month. It's 2 weeks in the summer. It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's not, but it does make you a part of something, of a group of guys. And I served just like all these other stories. This is pretty cool. This is probably one of the best guys I ever looked up to. He's a big old heavy dude. And in the Army, we all want to be fit and fierce. And he was not very fit, but he was fierce. And he did carry himself quite well. He still carries himself quite well. He's a big old guy, like Steve up there. People get out of the military and they start growing these beards out and they change their demeanor. But all good people. I have good memories of these folks. But just like all the other stories, your service is about thinking, look at what other people have done. I don't even know this man and I already admire him because he served in World War II. He did something that I didn't do. I served in Iraq. I served in Afghanistan. Bullets flew. I sent bullets back. Bombs blew up. It is fun. It is exciting. Some people did perish. I drove by a funeral home on the way here. Being in the military is not all about death. The one old guy in the story, Mr. Rowland, is that right, his name? Mr. Rowland talks about he wouldn't change a thing, and neither would I. Being in war, seeing people pass away. How many of you have fellow students that passed away? You don't have to be part of war. It's not all scary. And I say that because my memories, I'm still in, but my memories, my 26 years, and you were wrong, Sergeant Littlefield, we have 76 years between us. I've had a great time. I've had wonderful experiences. There has been bombs, and I have done the real cool Army stuff. The stuff y'all play Call of Duty and see on the video games, that's the stuff that I got to live. But I do it as a sacrifice. I love America. I love our country. And I fight for the freedoms of people who want to burn the flag and the people that want to spit on veterans. I fight for them too in hopes that one day they will see what we all have sacrificed for. As you get older, you want to remember the old times. That's why I'm not old. As I remember now, I think of the things I still want to do. In the military, even though it was a small portion of my life, for 14 years, I was a state licensed electrician, and I just did the 1 weekend a month. It has been a great part of my life and given me lots of opportunities to go and do things that I would have never gotten to do. And now I get to wear the uniform every day and hopefully had good influence and positive things to say about our service and our sacrifice. You know, you hear about all the other forces, you know, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force. They all have specific duties. The same as you go to how many different classes throughout the day? It's so that you can be well-rounded. You have your favorites though, right? Where's my math kids? Yeah, I love math too. I didn't find out I was good at English till later. Shocker. I didn't like it at all. But we serve because of the people on our left and our right. And I would challenge you all, no matter what you do in life, less than 1% of people ever join the military. And that's okay. Like, I like to be part of an elite group. But I would challenge you all, Sergeant Littlefield said it in his speech, to serve in some capacity. Your teachers, very service-oriented. Your law enforcement, your firemen, people in the legal department, they sacrifice. Of course, some people, you know, you think of lawyers and they make big money, but they also sacrifice for the community and do pro bono work. There's lots of good people. So look for reasons to serve. That's the challenge of today. Be better. Do things for your neighbors. Love each other. Thank you.
All right, hey, good morning. My name is Major Randy Vest. I'm these gentlemen's boss over here. I think the most important line that Sergeant Littlefield put out on his oath was to obey the orders of the commanding officers. Anyways, no, a great group of guys over there. So these are going to be tough individuals to follow up on. So I think I'm the last person standing between if you're a student getting back to class and if you're an adult going to lunch. Am I correct? So we're going to take an applause. If the students are louder, I'll stay here longer. If the adults are louder, I'll get you out of here quicker when we go eat lunch. It's a joke. All right, tough crowd, tough crowd. Hey, I got a couple of pages here. I'll be as quickly as I can. And going off what Master Sergeant Hart said about the individual serving percentage, I'll correct you on a number. It is less than 1%, so you were partially correct, but the correct number is 0.04% of individuals that serve in the population serving in the armed forces. So if we could, what I would like to do is the choir still here that sang the national anthem? Are we still in the building? Will you guys stand up for me, please? Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you. You can be seated. Hey, the reason I asked them to stand up, just because that is one of my favorite songs, the national anthem. I listen to it in my truck when I drive down the road. I know it's kind of weird. I listen to different versions of it. There's great renditions of it, and I thought you guys did an outstanding job today. So when I hear the national anthem, it always kind of puts a lump in my throat, makes the hair stand up, not on my head, but maybe on the back of my neck if I didn't get it shaved. But it is a special song to me, and I know that it's a special song to everybody here that's seated, and especially our veterans. So, you know, if that song doesn't mean something to you, then kind of what I wrote out here to follow on, then it's probably not going to have, you're probably not going to have much interest in it. And what I'd like to talk to you today is about patriotism. Master Sergeant Hart kind of hit on this somewhat, but written down, so patriotism, this is not an individual screaming at the top of their lungs for what he or she believes. Patriotism is not waving a flag. So what patriotism is, it's allowing someone else to scream at the top of their lungs about something that you despise, something that you are morally opposed to because you love your country and respect its freedoms. If you want to insult me and every veteran who's seated in this audience today, who and who has ever served than persecute an individual for expressing the very rights, values, and virtues that we fight for. I did not risk my life, and I know the individuals sitting in this audience did not risk theirs so we could chastise someone for doing something that we find despicable. I risked my life so individuals would have the freedom to express themselves without the fear of being thrown behind bars or worse, put on their knees with a gun to their head. I don't need anyone to stand for me or our flag. I've already done that for them, and I'd volunteer to do it again. In today's world, and I know you guys are probably well aware of this, people are very quick to judge. They're quick to protest, point fingers at whose fault everything is. But there's one thing that I don't see. I don't see these individuals going to the local recruiter's office and signing up. I don't see them putting down their keyboards, iPhones, and pursuing a badge, uniform, or whatever field of service it may be to go make a change in our country's streets. If you want to change, take off the social media, wear your uniform, lace up some boots, put a uniform on, and go be the change. This is exactly what our veterans did, and is what they continue to do. I will forever be grateful to the men and women who have served this great nation, for they know that the flag is much more than shapes and colors stitched together by some thread. And I'll close with this so we can get you students back to class. I know you're eager. I see you shaking your head up there. Where's Staff Sergeant Littlefield's daughter? Did we embarrass her a second time? Okay, in closing, so there are two things that I think of each time I put my uniform on, and these are the things that I thought of when I served overseas. And it's, you know, we serve to protect individuals that don't serve, and that's perfectly okay. But it's hard to say that we serve for every individual around our nation. So I had to kind of zero my target group in on what I serve, and the reason I got up every morning, put my boots on, and went and did some route clearance, fought alongside Master Sergeant Hart. The two things I think of each time is, one, leave the world a better place, and two, protect your piece of the country. So leave the world a better place. Master Sergeant Hart hit on this. Serve others. Take action. Stand up for those that are unable to stand for themselves. Make a conscious decision to move this country in the right direction every single day. And the second piece is protect your piece of the country. So what is your piece? What is your slice of the pie? My slice is my family, my friends, and their way of life. That is what I serve for. Thank you.
While Veterans Day is primarily a tribute to America's living veterans and should be observed more as a celebration than a somber remembrance, it is always appropriate to include a moment of respect for those who gave their lives for their country. A United States burial flag drapes the casket of deceased veterans to honor the memory of their service to their country. The ceremonial folding and presentation of the flag is a moving tribute of lasting importance to the veterans' family. Today, members of the American Legion Post 136 will fold an American flag in honor of all veterans who have served for their country. Would you please stand in honor of folding the flag and remain standing for taps and the retiring of the colors?